Can I smile anymore today? Oh, damn. Oh, I'm so happy today. I really am. You might have seen the Bederow letters. We've been begging. It's so funny to be on this show, hosting the show, and having attorney Mark Bederow on, and everyone wants to know when's the next Bederow letter coming, including us on the show. We're asking about it. Little do we know that the next Bederow letter wasn't written. It was going to be something that was about to happen, and it was about me. Just unbelievable. I'm feeling very good today. I really am. Personally. You might have seen, I'm going to look at the chat real quick, see if everyone can hear me. Everything going good? Good. Someone said they missed it. It's on Turtle Boy Daily News. Check it out. Turtle Boy Daily News has the whole thing. I'm sure we'll go over the details. I'll bring it up on the screen in a future episode, maybe. Maybe he will. I'm sure he will. I think he probably will. But you know what we've been talking, the old timers especially, you know what happened and what happened to me. And you saw that they did a show about me the other night, and you've seen that they're trying to divide people, and it just blew up in their face for many reasons. I led the best thing is why I didn't want to respond to that show is because KP talked about her and Tully, and that's all I wanted her to get from her. But something else happened in that episode as well. Number one, KP's number one allegation against me that she basically put on the screen on YouTube, like part of the title and description, I believe, was an allegation that I committed a crime that I did not. And one of the witnesses against Aiden, the primary witness against Aiden, posted that same exact bullshit, basically making, again, the same allegation that KP, she pretends that in that live video that she did with Boomer, she pretended that she never pressured me. It's all about the allegation that she made against me. And that's why I freaked out, because I know when a criminal informant is making a criminal allegation against someone publicly, like myself, I know how to read the tea leaves. I know what that meant. And to go talk to Brian Tully at that moment, which they wanted me to do, I knew what that meant. And I had known I had not done what she alleged, which she alleged, KP, alleged that I had tampered with audio that was recorded. They also claimed I had disseminated, uploaded the video or audio, whatever you want to call it. I think it was a video, but it's really about the audio of the video, which I never did. I never uploaded that video. I definitely didn't edit the video or manipulate the video. So they're claiming I did crimes that I didn't do. And that's why I got a criminal defense attorney. And now I may be a witness. Who knows? Could actually be a witness. I may need my criminal defense attorney for me as a witness, but I don't think he's going to have much to do except watch me, if they were to bring me up, testify the truth, which is I never uploaded that video and I never manipulated that video. And I would never do so. And no one ever asked me to do so. Like, it's funny because all the KP shit that she put out there over the last year on me, I know that she doesn't know me because it's clear. I think even Grant Smith Ellis, even though he was pushing that theory too at a certain point, it was more hopeful because I don't think Grant actually believed that I would do something like that. I think Grant knows me well enough. It's obvious KP doesn't. She calls me a cult member. I am not a cult member. I'm very independent. You want to talk about Sean and I? Sean and I get along. I gave criticism for what Sean did. I never want to give criticism to Aiden and Sean. That's the truth, because they're leaders in this type of movement. And every leader gets all kinds of criticism. And I've been the leader, and like Mascan, I was the president of the organization, of the nonprofit. I know what that is. I know what it is to be the top person. It's not something I want to be anymore. That's why I like this movement. It's so big. I can be me and not be the top person. I love it. And the only thing that was embarrassing on the KP videos that she played is when I said that I was regretful that I didn't criticize Aiden more. I don't think it's my role to criticize Aiden. My role is to call out what the state's doing. I'm not trying to be the cowboy sheriff of a movement. I hate that shit. I tried to do it in the cannabis movement. All it did is make my life miserable. Now, going after the corporate masters in cannabis, that's a different thing. But I'm talking about on an activism movement level. Two different things. So the other side always criticizes me and says, I'm not critical enough of Aiden. It's not my role. It's not my job. I didn't sign up for that. Now, obviously, if I see something that's so out of line, I can't sleep at night, I would say something. And that's why I said something about Sean. And Sean is a friend of mine. I still like Sean. I know people want to write him off. That's fine. You can do what you want. I'm not telling anyone what to do. Aiden, I know, wants people to write Sean off. Not telling Aiden what to do. Aiden is totally within his rights to do that. People are totally within their rights to write off Sean. But I still like Sean. I have a lot of love for Sean. And I might talk more about that today. But I don't want to spend too much time on it. I want to talk about what KP did. And KP has basically gone around and told people that I manipulated audio and uploaded audio that I never did it. And it's funny because I believe their side, I think it was either Grant or KP herself, were the ones that I saw that uploaded the audio. So this is what we're talking about with the selective persecution of people. And this is what pisses me off about the mainstream media. This is why I got pissed at Voss. I felt like I maybe went too hard on Voss. I know Aiden doesn't like her. I question her a lot, but the larger mainstream media too. A lot of them saw what they did to me and they said nothing. No one's backed me up. Some of the YouTube community did. I appreciate them. I appreciate the people who backed me up on what I went through on this. And it's minor too. The reason I'm going to talk about it is because I have a platform. And because I know that this is happening to a lot of other people. And I'm in a much safer position than they are. So I could speak my mind about what they did to me. And I want people to know what it feels like. Because there are people out there suffering much more than I ever did. I never got charged. I never even got a visit from Tully. So there are people right now facing charges. There was someone today who was facing a charge. So what happened today is the Mark Bederow letter to Cosgrove, the Norfolk County DA office. They said, hey, your witness is lying about what Mike Crawford did. Mike Crawford didn't commit any criminal act. And your witness is clearly saying he did in this instance and saying that he audited the altered video. And Mike Crawford never did any of that. That's me. And I'm willing to go testify to that. So I want to say to Boomer and KP and the witness, let's just say keep it a Boomer and KP. Because I don't think that they're protected witnesses. I think I might be am I a protected witness now? But I'll say to K. Peter and Boomer, I am not your enemy. But I appreciate what Kate said too. Like I think she misunderstood a joke I was making. It wasn't about her. It was about the language I used before she was even involved in that soy boy stuff. So I definitely wasn't talking about her. Wasn't directed towards her. But I appreciated the fact that she said she doesn't sue people. She doesn't want to sue me. And I don't want to sue her either. I don't want to sue anybody. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a baby. I may cry on the show for people, but I don't sue. I've never been sued. I like to handle things person to person. And I want to say to Boomer and KP, this is what I want to say. You guys owe me a retraction. You both have indicated that Boomer, you indicated that you thought I took money. After that show, after I gave the $700 in donations, my supporters reminded me of how much money I have given and raised. The Canton Nine, for instance. I guess I've done so much and I don't think about it that I don't even know what I've done. But I know I've done more than enough. And I know that I always do what I say I'm going to do. Especially when it comes to raising money for people. I believe I'm not saying I'm a perfect person. I'm not an angel. But I try to do the right thing. And I'm going to ask KP and Boomer, retract your statements. Admit that you were wrong. Because I'm willing to go to court over it. What sane person would go to court if they did something criminally wrong? So yeah, a little vindication today. And as far as Sean and Aiden, I love them both. I do. I think they have a difference of opinion. I think that Sean I like all of us. I think we're all under stress with different things, and some of us can recognize it. I think I'm good at that now. I think some of these other guys push it away. And I think Sean, with losing his brother and his father, it's very difficult for him. And I think we honestly need to give him a little bit of grace. Like, you don't need to do anything I say. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I have love for Sean. I don't like what he did. I'm sure he has his reasons. But I think just like KP gaslit me the other night, right before my show with Bederow, by announcing that a half hour before my show, that they were going to attack me for 2 hours, I think they did the same exact thing to Sean. And I have some source that indicates that's true. That was a theory that people put out, and I believe that is very true. And I believe this is a coordinated campaign to divide this movement. So I think we should all just think about that information. Just let that sit with you for a little while. And I'm doing what I try to do best. Is just don't react too much. Sometimes I react too quickly. I get fired up. And sometimes it's best just to sit back and let's see what happens. And that's what happened this week with KP, didn't it? And her witness. Maybe I'll speak to Grant Smith Ellis too. Grant, I think you're right on this stuff. And you don't have to give Sean grace if you don't feel that's the right thing. It's up to you. That's the thing. I'm just telling you how I feel because I see a lot of people trying to speak for me. I want to see them chill. And I think that Sean is going to chill now, hopefully. And I think Sean hears everything you guys have said to him. And let's see what happens with all of it. And I'm not throwing any shade at LTL or the Galera either. Especially Brian. I think Brian takes a lot of shit that he doesn't need to take. Even for me, we had a little unspoken whatever. I think he's a good guy. I think he very much means well. And I think that he tries his best to do a good job. So I like Ryan too. I like everybody. I do. I try to see the best in people. All right. I thought I was going to be a little more chill and happy today. I got a little fired up. I couldn't help it. Oh man. I'm going to listen back to this and say, Mike, you were too hot. I don't know why I'm too hot. I should have read the super chats first. That would have made me more chill. I'm just a girl in the world. She donated 5 Young Jerks memberships. Thank you so much. Sherry D said, I just started watching, love the thumbnail, but love Mike's dance move even more. Yeah, I've been dancing in the car all day. Since this Bederow letter came out. This is so good. Now hopefully we'll get to find out where their stupid theory came from. If they talked about it with Tully or whoever else, the DA's office. Latina said KP didn't allege. KR and Lindsay said you did this. Audacity. I like Melanie Little says gross. Like Melanie Little says gross. Yeah, they didn't just allege. They definitively said yeah. Over and over again. Despite I've said I haven't done it. A lot of times, federal, in public, excuse me. But you know what? I don't want to be at war with KP. There's no reason for it. She's not my enemy. I think she needs to get over her shit with Aiden, honestly, for her own mental health. That's just me. But I can see why they would think that too. Totally can see why. But they have to realize that who I am and what she did. I mean, I don't know if she's lying to herself or just lying to the public, but she knows what happened. She knows what she did. And it did affect my life. And I think she should think about that. She claims that Aiden's this horrible person. I'm an innocent person that did nothing wrong, and you threatened my life. And how many other people? I mean, you've done some not great. We've seen the stuff that you've done online. And you say, how could people be scared of me? Let's talk about that poll too, KP. I put a poll out, and this was part of the joke that you missed too. Kevin kept saying that Aiden having a restraining on a woman like KP was a joke because that Turtle Boy wasn't going to be afraid of KP. So how can you have a restraining order on her, right? And Kevin is kind of like, the rumor is, I've never supported the rumor because I don't like doing that stuff to people. But just the vibe from him, a lot of women feel kind of creeped out by him. Let's just put it that way. And so I put the poll up to our mostly female audience with no context. And I said, who do you find scarier? Kate Peter or Kevin Yellow Cottage Tales? And you won that poll, KP. 80% over Kevin. So at least one male dude, people find you scarier then. So that was my little joke poll, but I think it made a point, and I think you missed the point again on your show last night. So maybe you should address that as well. I'm going to say, Kate Peters, I'm not really scared of you anymore. when you were coming after me with the law enforcement stuff, I got to admit I was a little afraid. But I found my balls, and I got my criminal defense attorney, and I got my mental health counseling. And I remembered who I am and what this is about. All right, I'm going to read a few more comments. Tonight we got at 7 p.m. We're going to be airing the Canton Select Board meeting. I'm looking forward to that at 7 p.m. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. You got it, 10 a.m. Karen Reed is back in court. Hopefully going to be broadcasted that. I expect all the other channels will be all over it. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for Free Karen Reed. And 2 to 5 p.m., Shawmut Road in Canton, Massachusetts, outside the DA's office. It's going to be a huge standout. Enrique Delgado, his family, his supporters are going to be there. The family and supporters of Justin Root are going to be there. I know that supporters of Sandra Birchmore will be there, Mizzy and the crew. And obviously Free Karen Reed. It's going to be, I think this is going to be something special. It's like many groups of victims coming together in front of Norfolk County and saying enough is enough. And hopefully the media shows up too. So I hope everyone shows up for that tomorrow, 2 to 5 p.m. People keep on messaging me and emailing me, asking if I'm going to be attending. I just didn't know if I'm definitely not going to be there at 10 a.m. I can't go to court tomorrow. But I was hoping there might be a small chance that I would be there at 2 to 5, but I can't. I care for a dog that, someone that does chemo treatments, and tomorrow's their late day. So I have to walk this dog later. Unfortunately, I have to do it. So I can't leave my elderly cancer customers, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be able to be there. I will not be there, but I hope everyone else is. And if anyone wants to stream it for us, let me know. If you're streaming it and you want to give us access to like re-stream it, let me know. Because I definitely would like coverage over there. But I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be huge tomorrow. Karen Reed, 10 a.m., 2 to 5 p.m. outside Norfolk County DA's office. Tonight, 7 p.m., Canton Select Board meeting. And let's see what happens with these Bederow letters. I wonder if it's going to unearth some more stuff so I get further vindicated on what they did to me. The more that they push, the more we find out. That's what's amazing about this. This stuff is being found out because of they went after Aiden. Sarah in Shock and Horror, she gifted 10 Young Jerks memberships today. Thank you so much, Sarah. And Sarah in Shock and Horror. Amy's Positive Pathways. Amy's Positive Pathways. She says, way to be. Keep being you. A good dude. Thank you. And Elizabeth says, thank you. Amazing and genuine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who's kicking in today. And again, if you really want to make a difference today, freekarenreed.net, Turtle Boy Defense Fund. And if you put a message, hashtag either the Young Jerks or Mike Crawford, or Mike Crawford is innocent, something like that. Leave a message. Let them know that we sent you. I would love to see more donations to Free Karen Reed and the Turtle Boy Defense Fund too. Because I mean, for me, Bederow, he's worth every penny. And I'm so thankful of attorney Mark Bederow today, even more so. He's like, he's just doing his job, but man, thank God. Thank God. Because he's helping me now too. Like this is obviously for his client, Aiden Carney, who's paying the bill. But secondary, it kind of does help me because these people have slimed me and they pressured me and they gaslight me. And then they deny that they even did it. So this is just more confirmation of what I'm saying. Like, I'm willing to go there. And there may be more you find out about all of this stuff. There's, things that we aren't able to share. Let's put it that way. How did you find Mark Bederow? That's a good question. There you go. A lot of it has to do with Wendy Murphy and Rich. Attorney Bederow is friends with Rich, who's on Twitter. Rich is an actual estate tax attorney. He does great work. He's actually like making national news on like some real estate title fraud that's been going on. He's a sharp guy. He's from Framingham. He's an attorney, and he grew up with Mark Bederow from Framingham. And Rich was into the Karen Reed case and let Mark know about it and say, hey, Mark, you got to check out what's going on here. So Mark was kind of checking it out on Twitter, but didn't know too much about it. And then he saw some of the postings of Wendy Murphy, Grant's mom. And this is what's so funny for me. This is what I say, like, you never know how things are going to turn out. Have faith. Because Grant and Wendy, I mean, think about how I know Wendy. It's through Grant and all this crap that Grant put me through. And here's Wendy giving me the best guy ever, Bederow. You know, and basically he was responding to attorney Wendy Murphy on Twitter in her crazy statements. And I was like, holy shit, this is a real criminal defense attorney. He's not like a joke attorney like Wendy. This guy's like major former prosecutor. You know, I looked up this bio right away, I checked out his website, and then I read some of the cases he had. And I was like, he's not just like a DUI attorney or whatever, which is good. Those guys are good, but he's like top level. Like he represented like one of the top FBI agents when the FBI agent was accused of some kind of like murder or support of like this major, like, and it was all bullshit. And he hired Bederow, and Bederow won the case for the guy. Like, that's the type of attorney Bederow is. So when I saw that, I was just like, hey, dude, would you come on my show and talk about what you said about Wendy Murphy? And he's like, I don't know that much about the case, but I can talk about what she said because any lawyer could say what she said is bullshit. Like, and I was like, that's it. Come on. And by the time he got in the show, he was like, I know a little more about the case and I know a lot more about Wendy. Let's go after Wendy. Like, you know, because we had the Duke lacrosse. I started sending him stuff I had on Wendy too. And he found more stuff. So it was just like, first show, it was like, boom. And it was funny because not a lot of people noticed, but some people, the regular listeners, were like, wow, that guy's awesome. And I remember my girlfriend specifically, both about Mazza and Bederow. The first time she heard them, she was like, wow, those are stars. Keep them. And I knew right away. And by the next show, Bederow was all plugged in. Like he knew everything about Karen Reed. And what was so good about him is when he doesn't know something, he just says it. He's like, I don't know. Like, you know, or he moves on or he changes, you know, talks about something he does know. He is so good on his feet. He is such a good speaker. He's entertaining. I mean, you know, I don't have to say much more about Bederow, but that's the story. And it's funny because I had him on, I'd say 5, 6, 7 times, somewhere in that range, like a half dozen times. And each time it would get, you know, more views, right? And I was just like sitting there going like, when are all the other YouTubers going to realize? And when is the mainstream press going to realize? And then I think it was maybe Surviving the Survivor, one of those shows. They grabbed him. And as soon as he was on like one of those shows, everybody featured him. Like everyone, it was like maybe the 6th or 7th, 8th show. I don't know what it was, but it was somewhere in that range. And like that show right before they started booking him on all the other shows, like really freaking blew up. I was like, oh, this is the day. We had like there's certain videos of his that like, you know, we used to have 10, 15,000 on a great show. We were getting 60, 70, 80, 100,000 views. I mean, that is, so yeah, that's the Bederow story with us. I'm so happy I found him. Thank you, Wendy Murphy and Grant Smith Ellis. Wouldn't have found him without you. It's weird how things work out. And Grant's someone who's liable to me a lot. Like he says that I criminally threatened him with violence. That's not true. That's not true. I was venting to someone in a private message that also didn't like Grant at the time. and they were trying to get me to go to he was trying to get me to go to some events that Grant might be at. And I was just like, I don't want to see that guy. Like, it would be hard for me, And I vented. And even venting like that didn't feel right. It was like too much, honestly. But that was not a threat. That I didn't think Grant would ever see that message. You know what I mean? It's just basically saying, like, I don't want to be in the presence of this guy ever. I don't want to see him. And that person turned up to be a snake named what's his name? Zonka. He basically sends it to Grant, and they put out my little message that I sent to Zonka privately. They pretend that's a threat. That's not a threat. Idiots. But that's dishonesty too. So if I'm gonna give Grant a little praise today on the KP stuff, I'm also gonna call him out on the bullshit. The American gangster. Yeah, I'm a square. I mean, come on. I don't even friggin' speed. You know what I mean? I'm the type of guy who smokes and then takes his butt with him. You know what I mean? Like I don't even litter. I'm not like Jim Ferriss. I don't throw things on the ground. Maybe when I was younger, I was a maniac. No doubt about it. I did get in a lot of trouble. When I was 19, I kept getting arrested for alcohol. I did. But now I'm just the opposite. I don't do shit. And especially with weed being legal now, there's nothing I do wrong. So yeah. Someone said, I like watching you. I'm glad you do. Thank you, Joanne. I try to be. I mean, I can't say in every instance of my life I've been perfect. Definitely not. But as we get older, right? Like that's the time to try to do it right. And I think we should give everyone that grace too. Like even the last couple of weeks, some of the shit I did on social media, I'm not proud of it all. Sometimes I reacted. And I think that's one thing you guys all need to understand a little bit too, is like when you start getting this type of following, it kind of does mess with your head. Because everyone's telling you what to do and what to think, what to say. It can get weird. And especially when it's this high stakes, And you're trying to show that you're strong and you're not going to let things bother you, but it can bother you. And especially if other things are going on in your life that, there's a lot of other things happening. Like I look at Aiden this year, he's going through a divorce with kids. You don't think that's had some effect? And he lost his mom, and they threw him in jail for 60 days. So I give him a lot of grace. I know people want to criticize him a lot too, but Jesus Christ, how much can one guy, when I was in a financial and selling insurance and things and reading about this, there's certain life events that happen that bring extra stress, where people are at more risk. And things like divorces and deaths are like at the top. And being thrown in jail for 60 days, what do you think that does to somebody? Especially knowing you didn't do what they said you did. Especially knowing that you did. One of the things I give Aiden the most grace and respect for this year too is he did make a mistake. It was really the one thing I criticized him on. Going to her house. And he admits it. So you got to give him some, he's not like a cult leader. Cult leaders don't admit mistakes. And Sean lost his father and his brother, and he's had the hurricanes. So that's what I'm saying. These are humans. These are human beings. Human beings make mistakes. Human beings have mental health crises. I had one this year. First time I've ever seen any mental health counseling since I was 19, since I got in all that trouble when I was a kid. So and think about Karen Reed. Think about what she goes through. God damn. That's what I think about all the time. It's funny. One of the people that I think may be more sympathetic to the other side, I don't even know who they are, send me a message. And it was kind of like, yeah, whatever. But at the same time, they did say one thing that I did want to kind of acknowledge, and I did respect it, is when I was talking about the two biggest victims being Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. I think, and you know, the Kent Nine and all these other people who are now facing witness intimidation charges. I think they're all victims. I really do. And the person said, "Yeah, you missed the biggest victim of all." And I said, "Who was that?" He said, "John O'Keefe." And that's what we have to remember too. Like what this is about. So that's what I want to get back to, finding justice for John O'Keefe. And I think that includes defending Turtle Boy and Karen Reed. And like I said, I don't have to agree with everything that Turtle Boy does. I don't think Mrs. O'Keefe deserves all the shit she gets. I don't. I know that we don't like the way she acts and whatnot, but she's a mom. So I differ with him in that. He can call me a pussy or whatever. I don't care. And he has every right to feel the way he does. It just, this is not something I want to get into about the tactics and who does what and asking me to defend it or go after it. It's not my place. We all make our own decisions. But I would love Mrs. O'Keefe to come on this show. I'd give her some respect. I'm going to give some of the McAlberts even, you know, I'll give Mrs. O'Keefe and someone else, I'll name one McAlbert. No one would expect me to give a compliment to. Since they want me to be fair, I'll say that Mrs. O'Keefe is tough. I know some people will dispute that and say that she's weak for the, you know, for falling for the bullshit. But she got, I mean, she's faced a Turtle Boy and she didn't back down. She's got as much spunk as Turtle Boy in person, at least, right? And I'll say this about Chris Albert. I criticized him heavily about the fact that he didn't step down as selectman and that he didn't disclose his OUI or death or whatever you call it, whatever that incident was. I don't want to misquote it, but you know what I'm talking about, that he did a short jail bid for the death of Peter Berger, and that he didn't disclose his financial tax issues to the voters before he asked for their vote. I think that's a fair criticism. I thought he should step down for the best of the town, but I will say the guy's got some balls because he continues to show up. Every single meeting. You can love or hate the guy. You could say he's not doing anything, but you gotta admit he's, you know, at least he's showing up. He's doing. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I think it's wrong, but so I'm willing to give compliments when I see him tonight, right? And these are things that you'll never hear Turtle Boy say, and I doubt he agrees with any of them. So I don't know what KP's talking about when she says we're in a cult and he has to control who we see, who we talk to, what we say, the talking points. Turtle Boy doesn't tell me what to say. I seriously. I think he knows I've got to do the right thing. Am I going to give Proctor props next? I can't think of anything to give Proctor props for. I mean, what would you give him? What would you give him props for? I'm just saying, Chris Albert has a lot of balls to keep showing up I think it's the dumb move. I really do. I think it's like, dude, why are you putting yourself in that microscope? But at the same time, he shows up. He just keeps showing up. It's like he's the zombie that keeps walking into that wall. You got to give him props for consistency. You know what I mean? It's just, I think even Turtle Boy might have said something like that in the past. I'm not sure. But you got to admit, not a lot of people would continue to show up like that and just get abused online. People, the more he shows his face, no sympathy. That's all right. You don't have to have sympathy. It's your call. I'm saying how I feel. That must have been strong shit tonight. I think I'm on the strong shit because of what just happened. Because it's called life. Karma. I know who I am. You know? And I know it works for me. I know when I get too angry and vindictive, that's when I make rash decisions. I'm better when I'm centered. Consistency is key. What if you're consistently wrong? What if you're consistently just copying other people? Depends what the consistency is. I think it's consistently trying to do the right thing, trying to be the right, to be fair, to follow justice, no matter, if it's good for you or bad for you. This is my problem with KP. Her consistency is in her hate of Turtle Boy. And she's entwined it with the Karen Reed case, where I don't believe that KP would have any stance on Karen Reed if it wasn't for Turtle Boy. And the whole reason she goes on and on that Karen Reed's guilty is because of Turtle Boy. So where's the consistency there? She's consistently hating Turtle Boy. That's not good. So I think it depends on what we're consistent for. What are our values? What are we here for? What are we doing here? Mark Bederow term. What are we doing here? I ask myself that all the time. What am I doing? What does this mean? What's my purpose? And my purpose always comes down to trying to help people. Use this show. It makes me feel good to help somebody, to help a cause. That's what I've always done. I did this for decades and never made any money until this year. People say, oh, you're chasing the money. Hey, the money is nice. Having viewers is very nice. Having views is great. Means we can do more. We can reach more people. We can help more people. That's what it means to me the most. That's what always drove me crazy, is that we would expose stuff, but we wouldn't have enough people watching to have it make as much of a difference. Like the True Leaf story with the cannabis workers. I exposed so much of that. We had a family on where the worker died, 27 years old, because the company didn't protect the workers. And I was so successful with that. I chased a $1 billion plus stock traded company, True Leaf, one of the largest cannabis companies in the world. I chased them out of the state of Massachusetts. They ran out of the state. They had 3, 4, 5 licenses, whatever it was. They hightailed it out of here. They were so afraid of us, what we did to them, what we exposed. And there was some pressure on me on that too, but nothing like this case. This is just, I thought going head to head with True Leaf, $1 billion company, and you're basically chasing them out of the state, was probably going to be the most stressful time of my life. This is way beyond. Yeah, if you can hit that like for me. Maybe I'm freely talking too much tonight. Like, how did I even get on Truly? Talking to the other side because you want peace is lowering your standards. It's wrong and unforgivable. Some people you can't in good conscience converse with. I feel you. I know what you're saying on that. Tough for me too, yeah. Especially for me, what that other side put me through. At the same time, I still love Sean. I do. There's something about that guy. I do like him. I'm going to tell you, I had a conversation with him since I criticized him. And he did not sound like he does on his videos. He sounded like you'd expect a retired DEA agent to sound. So I think there's things going on that we're not aware of. And I don't know. And it's not for me to, like, I don't want to be the judge on any of that shit. Just not for me. You guys can do it if you want. I'm just trying to focus on the mission. What's our mission? Keep people united for the causes of Free Karen Reed, justice for John O'Keefe, justice for Sandra Birchmore. That's the mission. That's the goal. So most of the talk that we're talking about, that stuff isn't part of the goal of the mission. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And I hope you guys could donate to Free Karen Reed and donate to the Aiden Carney Turtle Boy Defense Fund. Do you guys have any questions about any of the new Bederow letter that I'm mentioned in, or any comments on it? Has everyone seen it? Have you all read the new Bederow letter? Have you seen the story about it? Do I need to explain more about it? Yeah, for Enrique Garcia too. Yeah. For everyone in Norfolk County, especially, that's had this. Seems like there's a lot of victims in this county. Crazy shit that's gone on. You see the same Norfolk County just like dismissed charges against a select board member who witness intimidating people. It's just the double standards too. You want me to show the letter? I don't even have the letter in front of me. I know it's on Turtle Boy's website, some of it, but I think people can read it. I mean, I'm not really that set up for it today. It is a short letter. Yeah, some people have read it, some people haven't. Well, I would just check out TB Daily News, Turtle Boy Daily News. Check that out. You'll find it up on there. Here it is. Here's a good comment. Let me full screen it so I can read it well. Sherry D says, KP Boomer criticizing you. Mike, did you take a 180 from last year? That's life. We evolve, we mature, we change. And Mike, you change for the better. And also, I followed the evidence. Gee, that's that thing that I said I was going to do. Didn't I say I was going to do that? Let's see what happens in court. Let's see what we find out. Let's see where this goes. When I was saying that, we didn't know shit about what Aiden was even being accused of. All I knew is all the crazy fake allegations and unfortunately, I gave too much credence to them. That's what kind of shook me. I started believing a lot of crazy shit the KP and that crew were saying. In the end, none of it was true. So that's why, yeah, KP, that's why. And the shit that you did to me, KP, has it really sunk in what was going on there, what you guys were actually doing. That didn't help you either with me, KP, and Brian Tully and Norfolk County. But what you did to Aiden, we saw what you did to him. And every Bederow letter gets better, doesn't it? We see more of it. So, of course, I evolved. I followed the evidence. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm pretty sure that Turtle Boy is going to be all over it tonight. I'm just I'm not even doing a show to go through all the details and all that stuff. I'm just here to kind of smile and enjoy the moment. I mean, I've been waiting for this for months to finally put it to bed on what I think it's obvious now what they did to me. And it's funny how they did it to themselves. They tried to go after me again this week. They put a spotlight on themselves and they just sunk themselves. It's that's why I didn't have to go on KP's show. That's why I didn't have to have her on my show the next day. It's why? Why would I even subject myself to it? I got way more viewers. I get credibility. I'm not lying about people. Why would I go on someone's show that lied about me, that tried to set me up and then lied about it? Why would I do that show? KP. She says I'm afraid of her. Why would I subject myself to that? And if I went on your show, that's all I'd want to talk about. And your hatred for Aiden. Do you really want to have that conversation? I don't think you actually want to have that conversation with me, KP. You may think we're going to go over case files. I'm not interested in talking to case files with you. I want to know how you came to choose Karen Reed's guilty because of your hate for Aiden. That's what we talk about. We talk about when you were on video saying that you did fraud. You submitted fraudulent shit to the courts, I believe it was, because you hate Aiden. I mean, that's the stuff I would never do. No matter how much I disliked Grant Smith in the past, I would never do fraud against him. And I've removed hate from my life. Like, I don't hate anybody. I don't hate UKP. I don't hate Grant. Even when you guys do nasty stuff, I don't have hate. You hate Aiden. And that's eating you alive. That's a sickness. That's a cult. Yeah, she just wants me. I mean, yeah, exactly. She used Sean and I for better ratings this week. I mean, her last two shows were like, she hadn't done a show in a while. She couldn't get any ratings. So she comes back with Sean. She gets big ratings. She knows no one else is coming on. So let's focus on Mike. He's getting the ratings now. He's got a big mouth sometimes. We'll find some video. Oh, we got the old video. She thought this was going to be a big score for her. They picked the wrong guy, you know? It's funny to see some of her audience, too, saying, like, he's not a bad guy. He's like the best one. He's the nicest one on all. It's true. It's true. Yeah. They are, I mean, they're more, that's the funny thing. They're projecting. They are much more cult-like. They are much more cult-like. I think we actually have a variety of people. Like, you know, if we're a cult, wouldn't we all have the same politics in the end? Because you'd have to follow your leader's politics, right? I mean, there's a lot of kind of diversity in the Free Karen Reed side, I think. So yeah, I'm just feeling good today. I was thinking, you know what? Why don't we take a couple calls? I'll take a couple. I want to, especially if you've read this latest Bederow letter, or you've been around and you've watched what's happened with me over the last year. Call in. I'm going to open it up right now, 978-560-3155. Let's just take a couple calls and see how they go. Love to hear from locals, anyone who's going to the standouts or court tomorrow, 978-560-3155. Oh, we got a call already. Hi, first caller. Who's calling today? Oh, not working. Well, we're going to have to try this again. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Sometimes it doesn't work right away. I'm not sure why that is. That hasn't done that to us in a while. Yeah, it says it's connected. Let's disconnect. I'm going to disconnect everything one time. Hold on one second. I had it all set up perfect. I thought it was going to... This is why I don't set up early, because for some reason... Hold on, guys. Everyone's calling now, too. Turn the Bluetooth back on. Connect the road. I would hardwire in this, but the hardwiring I could never figure out how to work it. So we go on this Bluetooth. And I got the hardwire thing. It just never worked. All right, let's try this. Crap. It's not working. Oh, wait. I mean, this is the other thing why it's ludicrous that I would be the person that they thought would editing fraudulent video. You guys see me. I'm not the best at this tech stuff. And I don't ever have time. I still haven't shaved. I still haven't gone and seen my medical marijuana doctor for my new recommendation. I've got a list of
Mike.
shit. Hello. Who's on the phone?
This is Laura from Jersey. How are you, honey?
Good. How you doing today?
Good. You still taking that honey to keep you healthy?
Oh, yeah. I almost every night. A little spoon in the tea. I do a nighttime tea.
There you go. That was me that you hung up on the first time. I was saying, Mike.
Yeah, it wasn't working, unfortunately. I love how you have everything turned down. You sound so clear.
Well, you know what? I know how this works. We don't need two Mikes, two Lauras in the same conversation.
Exactly.
So listen, as you know, where Sean is concerned, I can't say that I was thrilled about what he did or what he said, but I take it from where it's coming from. He's my age. I'm 66. And he's in a different generation from a lot of these guys that do, all of the online stuff. And got to give him a little bit of grace for not really grasping how it all actually works.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
He comes from a different school, and I felt his frustration, and I felt his hurt, and I understand his hurt with the, I didn't get a message. It's a generational thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Definitely. You know what I mean?
I do. A lot of us didn't grow up on the internet. I mean, let's be serious. Like a lot of the younger people did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can understand his hurt. He said some things that were not so good, but it's okay. I'm not going to stop watching him. I'm just going to be watching him for what he says in the future.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And this Kate Peters thing with the whole, what she said and what Boomer said and what Lindsay said, you know what? You should really get a call into your lawyer and say, you know what? Can I put a cease and desist letter to these people and put them on notice that if this happens again and you hear it and you see it, we're going to go into a different courtroom on this. It won't be a cease and desist. It'll be a lawsuit. Because I think it's time that somebody puts this vile creature and her minions, really where they belong.
Good point. I'm hearing you. I mean, I don't like to be that kind of guy. I'm not a litigious person. And what does it really matter in the end? But I don't know. I mean, I'm listening. I appreciate your.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? Sometimes look at all the damage that she's done. Look at all the restraining orders that are against her, and look at all the things that she has said and done to people. I understand you don't want to because you're not that type of man, and I appreciate that. But you know what? It's crossed the line now. It's crossed the line now. It's enough already, and I just don't understand. I guess there must be so much hatred in the world that these people flock to her, and that's not in my world. You know what I mean? We don't do that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know.
I think the hate is
Something's
just consumed
give.
her. I mean, I think I would hope she would get some mental health counseling. I don't know if she has. I don't want to talk about her mental health. I just don't think that's very helpful. But I just really feel like she needs it. I think we all do, especially anyone involved in this shit. And I'm not saying that as a dig because I went for it. I think it helps people. I really feel like she needs something because I feel like her whole life is hating Turtle Boy. How is that helping her? And even her
It's
bullshit
not.
too, like it's backfiring. Like I'll give you a perfect example. You know whose channel you boosted the other night? Whose channel got the biggest boost that night when she went after me? Me.
Clara.
No, me.
And you.
Me. My numbers went up. She does a show against me, my numbers go up. Like I didn't even have to do a show. Like it's
Well,
so I mean that's the whole thing about her. Like every time she goes after Turtle Boy, his numbers go up. Like she doesn't get it. It's like you're promoting him. You say you hate him, but in the end, you create fans for him, KP. Just like she created new fans for me by going after me, and then it blew up in her face again, too. It's like, so I think they all have to question themselves. I really do. I really appreciate your call. I loved your call today. Say your name again. I didn't get it the first time.
this is Laura from Jersey.
Laura from Jersey. You've called before, too, I think.
Yeah. I did. I spoke to you, remember, a couple of weeks back when you just got over COVID?
Yes, I do.
And I had said the week before you were out of sorts.
Yes. Yeah, you called it.
And we talked about the honey.
You're a good listener, and I love your calls. I remember that specifically. And I remember about the honey, but I remember specifically you watch. You really know what's going on with me. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can see. I mean, I came in just prior to Mark Bederow. I found you, and it's funny because I was way back when the first time I heard the text message. I mean, the Google search for 227. It caught my ear, and that's how I started watching it. Way back when it was first mentioned. I don't know who mentioned it, but I started watching on YouTube, and I wanted to watch the trial and wanted to really, really get in to see what this was about. And it was Turtle Boy, and I'm like, who's going to listen to somebody by the name of Turtle Boy? What the heck with him? And then I saw the Galera, and I was like, I don't want to watch him. He's over there smoking. And I'm a smoker.
Me too.
You know, I'm like, what? I'm like, look at these two. And then I found your channel, and it was right before Mark Bederow came into the scene. It was around 15,000 subscribers, I think you were at somewhere back then.
Yep.
And I started watching you, and then you were mentioning the Glera and Turtle Boy, and this one I was like, and Sean and the Ghost. I was like, oh my God, I see these names every single day, but I don't watch them. And then I started watching everybody, and then Turtle Boy has given me, and you guys too, have given me such an education on this. You know, and I cheer from New Jersey all the time. I wish I was in Boston. I'm sure I'd be locked up at some point for opening my big mouth or punching somebody in the face up there.
Yeah.
Because what they do is just ridiculous.
I got this
troll. But I love everybody.
Yeah, Laura, I got this troll. Her name's Lavish Love. I blocked her.
Oh, right there, Mike is terrified of Kate. Yeah. Okay, Lavish.
She's also saying that, you know, because I blocked her on Twitter, I'm a bad person. Well, she's one of the people who's accused me of crimes I didn't do. Why would anyone subject themselves to someone who lies about them? I want to know if Lavish Love is going to have a retraction, since she's one of the people that accused me of crimes. But she says Mike is terrified of Kate. Do you think that I'm terrified of Kate right now?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. No.
Oh, hell no. What are you kidding me? This is probably Lavish Love. Sounds to me like as if, well, number one, the picture is from 100 years ago. So whoever this is, in my mind,
she's
is somebody.
Yeah, she's hiding. She's a hider.
She's probably sitting down in the basement, weighs 600 pounds, has no teeth, and her hair is falling out, Mike.
Yeah,
Take it from where it's coming from.
Who's hiding? Who's scared?
Put a grain of salt in it.
Right. I mean, I will admit at one point I was frightened of Kate when she had Mass State Police support, and they were accusing me of crimes that I didn't commit and telling me to go talk to Tully.
Yeah.
That scared me. That did scare me. But today I am not frightened.
Well, yeah, and you know something? They did that after everybody. They went after everybody, all at one time. And they pursued who they really wanted to pursue. But you know what, Kate Peters? Oh, please. Come to Jersey, girl. Come to my street. Please come to my street.
Well, I hope she does.
I promise you.
I don't want you. I don't want you to have to
get out
deal
of
with
here
that, Laura.
alive.
I don't want you to have to deal with that, Laura. You're too good for that.
I'm a true Jersey girl. I know how it goes.
I love it.
I grew up in the hood.
I
don't have time for that. I don't have time for that BS. No, what goes around comes around, and this is Karen Reed. This whole thing is coming full circle, and everybody that got slammed on, you, Turtle Boy, everybody, it's coming full circle, and it's all going to be sweet at the end of it, and you're all going to be sitting back, and you're going to be drinking some whiskey and going, you remember the days that this happened? You'll be saying that in a year from now, because I promise you, this will turn around.
Yeah, definitely.
All good things come to those who
wait. Time heals wounds too. Time heals wounds is another one, right? I love those sayings. It's true. There's some wisdom in that.
Yeah, but you're a better man than I am a woman as far as anything is concerned. Going after people, I'd have my lawyer on the phone saying, "We're getting I want a letter out to her certified in the mail today."
Yeah. I probably put up with too much shit from Grant Smith Ellis over the years too. Honestly, I it was so bad at one point. A lawyer approached me and was like, "I have someone that you should contact to sue this guy." Like a lawyer actually hit me up. Where it's like, "I think you need to sue this guy." I've never seen that. Like another lawyer. They didn't want it wasn't like an ambulance chaser because they weren't looking for the business for themselves. Right. They were just saying, "I'm a lawyer. I don't do this stuff, but I have a guy you should go talk to because this is out of control."
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to be afraid of there.
I didn't sue him. I mean, I'm not that guy. I just, I don't know.
I get it.
I
but
got
you know what?
The thing that the biggest thing that that would sway me is what you said earlier is that because they do it to other people. Maybe it would stop. I mean, that's the whole thing. Why I think we have to support Turtle Boy 100% and support Attorney Bederow. And especially like this Bederow letter that's helping me, this defends for free speech. This defends people like me on YouTube or journalists.
Yeah.
So we should never be silenced by the government like this when we're just doing our job.
Absolutely.
All I did was my job. I did nothing wrong.
Absolutely. And you know what? You got to stick to your guns. I mean, there have been reporters and journalists over the years that the courts have put in jail because they wanted their sources. No government should ever get any journalist sources. No notes, no recordings, nothing. It's none of your business. It's journalistic work product.
Absolutely. I support Gretchen Voss 100% on that. They're trying to seize her notes again. It's like, give me a break. Gretchen Voss does not want to give you her notes. Leave her alone. She shouldn't have to have Boston Magazine go up there and tell the court again, no, we don't want to give you up. I mean, journalists now have to, and the outfits that they work for now have to have attorneys go into court to just protect their sources. That's crazy. That should not be happening. Not once, but now twice in the same case for the same people. It's just.
Yeah. And Judge Canoni said last time, absolutely no. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Why is she even entertaining it? I don't even know why she entertains it a second time.
I guess you have to. Yeah. I guess the wheels of justice turn really, really slow, and they drag on. And some things you got to do that we as mere mortals don't know. Some things, whatever happens in the court, we don't know. Okay, do what you got to do. But in the end, I'm a true believer in Karen Reed. I'm out here with my sign on my porch all by myself, and people are beeping. Some people know, some people don't know. Whatever.
Love it. I love it, Laura. You are so good. You're a great caller. I really love all of your calls. This is the second time you've called. You've connected so well. Our chat loves you. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Oh, and I love your chat. I love your chat, and I love you, and God bless you all, because you know what? It's all going to pass. It's all going to be good. I just know it in my heart of hearts. And you're in the chat. Do you have any comments for our moderators? They do a great job in there, don't they? They do a fantastic job. Fantastic job. I sometimes don't watch the TV, so I don't see what they say or anything like that. But I'm not actually in the chat. I watch on my TV and I call on the phone. I don't
I'm not like, I'm a subscriber, but I'm not in there with people. And I really probably should be. You know what I mean? I really probably should be.
Well, if you like to watch it on the TV, I mean, I do the same thing sometimes on some shows. It depends on, what you're doing. So I appreciate it either way, whether you're in the chat or you're watching on the TV. I love the fact that people watch us on the TV. That's like, to me, so freaking amazing that people are watching us on the TV at home. That's just, thank you so much, Laura. Especially you're in Jersey watching me. I so many times when I was doing this, it was a local show and people are like, why don't you do a national show? You'll get more people. I'm like, let's just try to get a local audience first. And it's so crazy to me that we actually do have a national audience now. So very thankful. Thank you so much, Laura, for calling in today.
I'm over by I'm about 5 minutes from the George Washington Bridge, so that might put it in a little perspective of where I am.
NYC.
Yep, right. I can spit at it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything bad about the Yankees right now. Then,
dude, you know what? Forget about the Yankees. The Giants.
Oh, the Giants.
I've been a Giants fan since 1983. Do you know how sad this is? My life is. It's horrible.
It's like what it used to be like to be a Red Sox fan in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Or the Patriots. Yeah. The Patriots were bad forever, too. Someday it will happen for you.
I hate to say this, Mike, but I'm sitting over here laughing every time the Patriots lose. I love it. I love it.
I did, too. Like, I tell you, I got sick of it. I didn't like, I felt like Tom Brady was too cocky, whatever. I mean, I for me, I like the lovable losers. I really do. I like the teams that aren't supposed to win. Like, I don't know. I just liked the whole back in the day, like Steve Grogan, and I don't know. When a team wins 6, 7 in a row, whatever it is, I just like, oh, this is too much. Too much winning.
Know what? I was never really a Tom Brady fan going way back just before he got with Giselle, if you remember that whole thing with him and Giselle and the other lady, and
Bridget.
I was never a fan. I didn't like what he did, and I never liked him. I don't care how good he is.
We'll leave it at that. I have to say I like the Patriots because of my boy Jimmy Whalen. I haven't talked to him in years. I should try to find a way to get him on the show. Jimmy Whalen was a suite mate of mine at Bridgewater State College, and at that time he was an intern for the New England Patriots, which meant he used to pick up the players when they would come into town, like first round draft picks. And And he was an athletic trainer, and he became the head athletic trainer for the Patriots. I think he left at one point, but he's been there for decades. He's the head athletic trainer, and if he likes Tom Brady, if I ever get to talk to him again, he'll give me the lowdown on. Because he used to tell us, like, Marv Cook, and back in the day, he'd tell us about all the players. He'd give us all the lowdown.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. But that's why I root for the Patriots. I went to school with somebody who I was a suite mate with, good guy, good working class kid. And he's been doing great things for the New England Patriots, head trainer. He's won all those Super Bowls. So I cheer for him. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful talking
Thank you,
to
Laura. It is wonderful talking to you. I love when you call. Please call again.
I will. Love from Jersey.
And best of luck to you and the Giants.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. That was great. I love that call. Yeah, I'll take one more call. Hopefully it's as good as Laura was. Hi, who's on the phone? Oh, you got to turn down your speaker, please.
All right, Julie Dunn.
Julie Dunn, how you doing?
It's actually not Julie Dunn. It's Tracy.
Tracy.
Yes. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Tracy. What's
Fucking
going on?
Young Jerks. I love you.
No, thank you.
I love the Young Jerks.
Oh.
Bederows from Bederow.
What did you think about it?
I said he's pissa. He's everything. I feel like a stalker, like Kate Peter, like because I literally had to call her. Like I just kept hitting redial. I think it was 96 times I called. At any rate, like a fucking psycho.
You know
right?
what? I gotta say, you know what happens after the show when I turn it off? I'll turn off the ringer, and then some people just keep
Yeah.
calling, and I'm like, how many times are they gonna call before they figure the show's over? Then sometimes I'll answer it and be like, "Hi, it's Mike. The show's over." It's so funny. So I get it. I get
stop
it.
calling, you fucking psychos.
I love it though.
So
It's great.
I have to say, I'm glad that you were vindicated. I don't think that you deserve any of that. You backed Sean. You backed Sean until the very last second. And I did too. I kept following him and I stayed on his page, etc. I loved your stream the other night where you finally came out and you said, you know what, Sean, you're wrong. No matter how you cut this, you're wrong. Right, wrong, or indifferent. None of this is okay. And I just have so much respect for you. You're honest. You're transparent. You're specific. You're kind. You're humorous. As is Mazza, as is Brian, as is the Glare, who I got to say, the Glare does definitely make me laugh more than anybody. Like, he's pissed. I'm sorry. He's pissed. His show the other night, the barista that sells blow, talking about Sydney Paul again. I laughed my fucking ass off. Anyway,
I do too.
I supported Sean. I took a very big liking to Sean, and I'll tell you why. I'm 54 years old. I grew up in Quincy. I went to high school in Boston, and I worked. I was a junior probation officer right out of high school. Okay, because we knew people. My family knew people, not like criminally, but we just knew people. I had connections, and I saw corruption from them. Period. I ended up getting into human services, doing a lot of homelessness, doing a lot of outreach for the homeless. I'm still in human services. 12 years sober. I am still, thank you. I'm still very involved in, the substance abuse community, etc., homelessness, etc. Whatever. I started following. I don't do YouTube. Never did. I got introduced to Turtle Boy probably. I got to be honest, just less than a year ago. I am in this rabbit hole. I read everything. I follow all you guys. Turtle Boy is the fucking GOAT to me. If it wasn't for him, there would be none of this would have ever happened.
No doubt.
Okay?
No doubt about that.
No, definitely not. I've been seeing and watching corruption for years. I've worked within the criminal justice system for the Commonwealth. But I am an advocate. That's my position. So I'm always kind of hated on and I'm a do-gooder and everything else. Fuck you. And you know what? I don't care. Because you know what? This could truly be any one of us. Okay? Not just that, but there are those who commit crimes under the influence, the disabled that are commit crimes, if you will, non-compliant. I hate all those quotes. All right. I hate to classify anybody. Okay. A, nobody is inherently bad. B, if you're an addict or an alcoholic, does not make you a criminal. Okay. And not all of us could be judged, convicted by our behaviors. Okay. Shit happens. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes. All right. But again, I see I stutter because I'm nervous and I'm on the show.
You're
but
doing great.
My point is that you guys are literally starting a movement, like a movement that should have happened. I can only speak for myself, my experience, what I have seen. I'm 54. I've been doing this since I was 19. All right. The corruption, the nepotism, the favoritism, the connection, it's sick. It's fucking sick.
I know, right? It's generational too.
It's super generational. Let me just tell you something without telling you something. All right. I was hanging around at Marina Bay when I was 21.
Bet you saw a lot over there.
Doing my fair share of cocaine with disgusting, dirty old men.
I'm not surprised. Right? I am not surprised by that.
You know, and I thought I was the shit. But I was a kid. You know, I've grown, I've raised my children, etc. since then. Sean, I loved. And you know what I really liked about him? You know what connected me to him, Mike, was his candor, his lingo. You know, that attracted me to him. He's very Boston. He's like, oh, Uncle Joe's house. I'm like, dude, who the fuck says that? You know, I know Uncle Joe's house.
Yeah, Uncle Joe Moakley. It's funny because we had a building at Bridgewater State, the new building, the new education building. When I was there, it was the Joe Moakley secondary education building or whatever it was, and he came down. It's so funny.
Yeah, you know, and it's you know, and I'm old school, you know, so I get that, and he's like mofos, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard that in fucking 20, 30 years, you know. But at any rate, long and short, initially I felt very bad, you know, because I thought, wow, he's not okay, you know. And then since then, his behavior is deliberate, it's unkind, it's mean, and it's uncalled for. Period. And a fucking discussion. I'm glad that you've been vindicated. You were the last one he attacked. But I think moving forward, all of us, and I mean all of you guys and all of us, free Karen Reed, which the free Karen Reed movement is, it's a wide circle. Okay. She's had the strength, the dignity, and, you know, initial funds to be able to stand up for herself. Okay. It's the hundreds of nameless, faceless, many that are sitting in jails, in prisons for shit they didn't do. Things crimes that they did not commit. And it is the nameless and faceless many. And now that we've gone down this rabbit hole, Norfolk County, it gets worse and worse. I love my city. I love Boston. I love my state. But I have to be honest, I don't love it anymore. I don't love it. I feel like dirty. You know, I feel like I have children, you know. If my daughter's driving down 24 and she gets pulled over by a statey and she has a dab pen, is she going to fucking jail? You know, was this guy bored? Does this guy have a hard on for arresting somebody? You know, at any rate, I'm sorry, and I blab. And
I appreciate your call, Tracy. You have a lot of passion.
I appreciate you,
and I'm really glad that you called. I love local callers. Thank you for supporting and watching us and calling in today. You were great.
I appreciate you, the Young Jerks, Mazza, Brian, the Glera, and of course, the goat.
Turtle Boy.
I don't know who's the goat. Turtle Boy is a fucking goat. And Bederow.
Tom Help. Oh, Bederow. I thought you were going to say Tom Brady, but yeah, Bederow.
Bederow. No, definitely Turtle Boy, but I will buy real estate from Bederow any day. And I can't wait till he comes back to Boston. I'm going to make sure I get the day off.
I'm going to ask him if I can buy a little beachfront property somewhere or something.
Yeah, in Boston, yeah, for a discount rate. Yeah. All right, so long as it's not a little yellow cottage, I'm good.
Awesome. Yeah, no yellow cottages. Thank you so much, Tracy.
All right, hang in there, dude.
You too. I'm having a great day. I hope you do too. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh man, I love our callers. That's it. I said 2 callers. That was perfect. I love the 2 ladies who called, Tracy and Laura. I love our callers. They're so good. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing I think we have to keep in mind with Sean. He's older. He lost both his father and his brother within a few months. I mean, that's what I consider. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do. I probably got too preachy last week and I threw off some people and we got nasty with each other. I regret that. But I think it's just worth considering. Just worth considering. And that's what I'm worried about. I worry about Sean as a friend. You know, as someone I like him. I do. I just wish we've said enough. Let's just pray. If I can ask you to do anything, let's just pray. Pray for everyone to come out good on this. Everyone that's trying to do their best, right? We'll just say it like that. I'm feeling good today. I feel vindicated. I feel like my truth is being allowed to be shared, and I'm very thankful it was in the Bederow letter today. And I think that KP and Boomer and anybody else that's been saying that I've committed crimes that I didn't commit should retract and publicly apologize. I will accept your apology. Do it. Let's see it. Let's see how real you are. Let's see if they're afraid. What's that lavish loss of saying I'm afraid? Let's see if they're afraid to admit when they're wrong. I'm not. I've been wrong plenty of times in my life, and I'm never afraid to admit when I make a mistake and apologize and own it. Let's see if they will. I just saw JFK in here, my bro. What's up, JFK? Good to see you, bro. I got to check his shows out. He's been doing he's been doing some good numbers too. Him and James. Congratulations, guys. Very happy about your streaming success recently. All right, I'm going to head out. I'm going to check out, again, 7 p.m. I'm going to be streaming that Canton Select Board meeting tonight. I can't wait for that. I'm going to read us a couple super chats. Abby, I love Abby. I got to get her on the show. She's great. This is the Abby I'm thinking of. Oh, yes, it is. It's the video Jesus. I love her. She is so good. She posts some good shit on Twitter. She says the hashtag video Jesus loves the young jerks. I love you back, Abby. She says, Mike does great work. He's innocent and he did not edit anything. I appreciate raising awareness for injustice and taking the time to do so. Thank you so much, Abby. You do great work too, Abby. All right. A couple more came in. I also got some Venmos to get to too. Please pass the pepper. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for the support, too. You're a good supporter. Amy from Boston. She says, love you, Mike. Let's all refocus. Free Karen Reed. That's exactly it. Free Karen Reed. That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. Free Karen Reed. Justice for John O'Keefe. Justice for Sandra Birchmore. Justice for Enrique Garcia. BLT. Is that Brian or is that someone using his name? I told Brian he should put a shirt out with BLT like I did with the Young Jelly. I thought that was the funniest thing when he called him BLT. I don't know why. Because I like BLTs. I like Brian too. BLT says, I was trying to call in to talk about the standouts tomorrow. Great callers, though. Love you, Mike and jerks. Congrats on the vindication. I do feel a little vindicated today. And I also am hopeful that we may get more information about what actually went down there. Because there definitely was a campaign there. And I also am very happy about tomorrow. 10 a.m. Karen Reed hearing, 2 to 5 p.m. Mentioned this a few times tonight. Shawmut Road, Canton, Mass, right outside the DA's office is going to be a huge standout. People from different victims and their families and friends. Karen Reed, Free Karen Reed. You got Justice for Enrique going to be there. Justice for Sandra Birchmore is going to be there. Justice for Justin Root is going to be there. So various victims, family, and friends and supporters are gathering outside of Norfolk County DA's office tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 5 p.m. in Canton, Massachusetts. Norfolk County DA's office on Shawmut Road. Show up. It's going to be huge. I can't wait to see this. I hope everyone who can attend shows up for it tomorrow. Thank you for the reminder, BLT, to announce that one more time today. All right, I'm going to check a couple. I think I had some Venmos, actually. Yes, Judith sent me $20. She said, Mike, you are one of the best. Thank you so much, Judith. Sandy also sent $10. She says, I'm an elderly woman living in New Hampshire, and I just want to say I think you're the best. Oh, thank you so much, Sandy, in New Hampshire. I love New Hampshire. I used to, for a short time, like 6 months, I lived in New Hampshire when I worked at Fidelity way back in the day. Merrimack, New Hampshire. Barbara also sent a gift. I don't know what this gift is about. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you so much for the gift on Venmo. Just want to make sure I shout out these people because I'm not sure I got them last night. Frida sent $50 last night. She said, for the show, thanks. And Denise also sent a great donation. She said, thank you for keeping it real. Hopefully your ribs are healing well. And Brett Tillman sent money last night. He said, peace of mind, brother. I'm going to check out this gift thing. I haven't seen. Oh, it's a dog. That's so cute. I'm laughing at the Venmo gift. Oh, thank you so much. That was so cute, Barbara. Thank you so much. I laughed at there's a little doggy too. It was very cute. I wish I could put that on the screen. The little things that we chuckle over. I loved that she had a doggy. That was great. All right. Perfect. I think I shout out Casey the other night with the 3M. She also sent $10 on the Cash App, but if I didn't, I'm going to do it now. She said she appreciates the 3M's commentary for keeping it real. She sent $10 the other night on the Cash App. I think I got everyone in. Hopefully I got all the super chats. It looked like a couple more came in. Thank you so much, Joseph Kane. Yes, nothing but positivity for tomorrow. That's what we're looking for. Eyes on the prize. Stay focused to our goals, right? Never sent $10. It says, I trust Sean is just playing the game and will come out on the winning side. I hope so. I hope we're all together in the end. I really do. Oh, I didn't ask Bob's up. I guess he did I saw he gave a donation. Did I not get that up? Let me just check. I think I might have missed one. I wonder if I got this one too. Thank you, Mark Cunningham, too, for sending a donation. Not sure if I got that up earlier. Thank you. Ask Bob. Sometimes I miss super chats. I hope I didn't miss any tonight. I'm going to try to go through a couple more because I think I might have missed them. Ask Bob says, Mike, your jaw-dropping narration of the Berkowitz retirement party was epic and historic. You connected all the dots. I don't think you realize how you furthered the support of Free Karen Reed. Thank you so much, Ask Bob. I do. I think I know my role. I'm proud. I am. I'm proud of what I've done. Humble and proud. I'm also humbled by the audience and the response. I got to admit. Without you guys, there's none of us. Laura is the GOAT. Laura was the GOAT today. That was a great call. She is really good. She's right up there with Jean from Dorchester. Laura from Jersey. North Jersey. I love our callers, too. All right, I think I got them all in. I'm just going to check the regular chat. Thank you all. Yeah, it has brought a lot of us together, the chat. And I just want to say I got to thank our moderators, MJ. MJ is so good. It's so funny. She gave me some advice recently, and I didn't listen to her when I should have a little more. I kind of did, but I didn't listen to her fully, or let my whatever. But I was like, MJ, you were right again. And She's so good. I really appreciate our moderators. MJ, Stephanie, Jen. Jen is amazing. Stephanie's amazing. And Scott McGinnis. We have the best moderating team. The four of them. They're like the A team. We've been through it, all of us together at this point. Thank you, Scott. Scott's a dude too. I love Scott. Yeah, I'm smiling today. I'll see you guys later tonight, 7 p.m. We're going to be streaming the Canton Select Board meeting. I will see you then. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Karen Reed hearing. We'll be watching that tomorrow. And again, 2 to 5 p.m. Stand out outside the district attorney's office in Canton. If you're local, be there. You don't want to miss this. This is going to be like a party. Everyone's going to be there. It's going to be a who's who. I'm bummed. I'm not going to be there, but I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it online if anyone's streaming. I'm sure Tom CPU probably will, and whoever else. If you're streaming and you want us to air it, let me know. I'll restream it too. I'm effing going. That's what I want to hear. Oh, thank you, Steph. You're the best. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I love Stephanie. She's funny as hell, too. She defended me the other night, too. She's really good. Thank you all. Have a great night. I'll see you later tonight watching in the stream for the Canton Select Board meeting. I can't wait to chat with you all. See ya.